now. So Mayo was offered $1 billion. He didn't accept it, and within a few weeks he'd contracted some kind of poison and was horizontalized.
So you said there was like things like patents for UFOs and things like that, which is a handy time to bring Hollywood in, because he was saying he wanted to bring something up on patents.
Hey, that'd be excellent. Yeah.
So hello, Hollywood. Would you like to introduce
Hey, Dom.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Listen, guys. It's one thing I would like to interject with. Okay, we already have free energy. We've had free energy since time immemorial. What's happened is all these people run out and they pay for these patents and all that stuff. And look at the words patent, PA, and tent. So you're paying for that tent, that patent, right? But what happens is the government regulates that, sees the patents, and then they say, oh, well, if this gets out to the masses, we can't do this. So we're going to stick with combustion and coal and all that stuff. But we've had free energy since the dawn of time. All you got to do is stick a turbine and a water windmill, and you've got a prime mover. And we've had free power. What it comes down to, and it's rather quite simple, is this: people have to stop supporting a criminal, crime and all, government enterprise. Okay, and the minute they stop paying taxes and they stop calling themselves citizens, which are per their son and their slaves. Once we get off the slavery ship, known as cited as then citizenship, we're all free. And we are the biggest hindrance to ourselves because we want to support a government system that is tyrannical. So the minute we stop supporting this government system, which is tyrannical, we're free. It's just that simple. Like the Charter of Rights and Freedom said, hey, you have the right to enter in, become a Canadian, remain Canadian, so stay a Canadian, and leave Canada. But I left Canada. I don't pay taxes anymore, nor do I support these people. And the minute we stop supporting them, free energy will be, it's been here for years. These people know this. We don't even need Nikola Tesla.
Hollywood.
We don't, it'd be nice to crack into his patents and his brilliance and his genius, but there's other people out there already, like the Rod and Coil and all. It's here. It's always been.
Is this also a question of how far down the rabbit hole? Because the thing is, when you pay for food in supermarkets, all that food is taxed and turned into a product for the commercial market. And even that supports a corrupt government at some kind of a level. So how far are you prepared to go before... because they control everything. They control the media. They control what is sold, under what regulations, to what countries, what's allowed here might not be allowed over that border. And it's the same worldwide. Create that divide.
But Dom, let me stop you there, okay? Who do your rights come from? The government or the creator?
Who does what come from?
Who do your rights come from? Man, the government, or the creator?
The creator, well, in my opinion, it would be rights as something that are written by the government, so they're given to you by the government.
No, man, your rights come from the creator. My rights come from the creator, okay? People have two choices. You can follow mammon laws, which the Bible tells you, woe ye unto ye lawyers, take the A out, we got liars. What are politicians? Politics? They're lawyers, for God's sake. It's time to get out of mammon laws, man-made laws, and to start dealing with the Creator's laws, which is natural law, at your all law. And when people, the minute people start going, see, what's happened over the years is this: the Queen and all of her subjects and all that stuff, they've stolen so much property off the slaves, off the citizens, that they've controlled the land. We have to get back to ground base. I'm an electrician by trade. We have to get back to ground, which is Mother Earth. That is called grounding, okay? And where does electricity flow? It flows to ground because you need the difference. The potential is the difference between 2 points. And when you die, you go back to ground. So effectively what we have to do is take back Mother Earth. We have to give Mother Earth rights. Not rights come from the Creator, not man. My rights come from the universe and Mother Earth. So it is above, so it is below. And the minute people start reclaiming dominion over their own lives and stop citing themselves then as citizens, which are persons, which are corporate corporations, the faster we are free. The faster this whole government entity dies. It's like if you don't want to support Walmart, stop shopping there. How fast will Walmart dissipate? And that will allow us to create more jobs for ourselves. So it's all rather simple. People have to look within. We're always looking for the answers when the answers have been here all along. You are the answer. I am the answer. I'm not even a Bible thumper, but, you know, people are running around going, well, Jesus is going to save us. No, in the Bible, metaphorically speaking, Jesus said, ye are God, and may Christ be in you, and also in you. Lift up your hearts are no small words. And it's time we start acting like gods as opposed to slaves. We've had free energy. Stick a turbine. Get a turbine and a generator, and get a propeller, and you have a prime moving shaft, and you've got free power. It's been here. We just have to. I think the biggest thing myself, I almost don't want to put it this way, but I'm going to put it this way. The biggest thing I've found in life is everybody's looking for the answers outside themselves when we are the answers.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
May I interject?
Of course, free flow.
Regarding rights, this is a tricky subject for a lot of people, and my research has shown me that we just don't have rights. They don't exist. I mean, you did ask what rights are, but if you look at that question more in depth and actually look at it from a factual perspective, we don't have rights. They don't exist. They're nothing more than an abstraction of your mind. If you believe you have rights, fine. You can believe you have rights. It doesn't mean they exist. I can prove right now that everybody on this call now has life, liberty, and property.
Then I'm sorry, I have to contradict that, okay? Because I'll tell you right now, I have all the rights in the world. I told Canada I was once a citizen. I said, through the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, I am no longer a citizen, okay? I do not.
Nobody's a citizen. You never was to begin with. Sorry, but
no. But when you agree to a contract which falls under the rules of common law, if you and I agree that we are in a contract on the citizenship, then you're on the ship. You can't have rights when you deal with cons and contracts. And the minute everybody jumps off that ship, I'm a sovereign Squamish government diplomatic linguistics advisor. So when people say, well, my rights come from man, no. Your rights come from the Creator. And if you don't want to have any rights, you start getting into obligatory contracts with the government, then you have no rights. You only have benefits, services, and privileges. I follow my heart, which is natural law. If something in my heart, my magnetic energy, because we're all energy, right? That's all we are, right? I follow my heart. And if my heart says that is good for the benefit of myself and everybody else, I'm good to go. That's called natural law. I do not follow man-made laws, rules, regs, stats, and acts, because they're all just an act of bullshit. And the problem is that the faster people start claiming their rights and saying, whoa, I am not a slave on your ship, and I'm going to follow natural law, the better off this world will be. Nobody's using my tax-paying dollars to go murder my fellow Palestinians, my fellow Iraqis, Afghanistan, whatnot, because I don't pay taxes. And I have videos, I even have certified court documents through the Attorney General's office letting them know that I have a peace treaty with these people and I've got nothing against their government system. But you look at the word system, and I spell it like this, C-Y-F-T, it's a SIF. And what flows through systems? Shit. So the minute we start taking responsibility for our actions, the faster off the faster off, they stop using people's tax-paying dollars to murder innocent civilians overseas, drones to kill innocent children overseas, and the faster we stop supporting that system, because we've established what flows through a system, the faster the world is free. And that's my only dilemma with a lot of people. They're going, well, my rights come from man. No, your rights don't come from man. Your rights come from the energy that gifted you the experience of acquiring a body. So why would you allow somebody else to control that energy is totally perplexing to me. Well, and the minute people get off that ship, because you can't have rights when you're on a ship and somebody's got a gun to your head, you have to come back to Mother Earth where the universe loves you, and so it is, so above, so it is below. They're not small words. Even the Lord's Prayer says, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because there is no division. And we run around and we want to be possessed by our possessions, okay? And you come into this world with nothing, and that's how you're going out. But everybody has this attitude, well, if I don't get mine, somebody else will. And it's really, really greatly disturbing when all these Bibles, whether they be Muslim, Hindu, Qurans, whatever, I don't care. They espouse similar information to take control of your free will and act of God and become a man and get off the ship, which is dealing with the government at all costs.
Okay,
right?
Well, I mean, just going back to rights if I can, I can prove right now that everybody in this call has got life, liberty and property. You've all got life because you're talking to me. You've all got liberty because nobody's sticking a gun to your head, forcing you to be here tonight. You've all voluntarily come here, so you have liberty. You have property because I can presume that all of you have got internet connections, so therefore you must probably have computers that very likely belong to you. So I could, I assume you're wearing clothes, so I can make a case that you all have life, liberty and property right now. Now, in case you have a right to life, liberty and property. Now, whether you look at this from a religious point of view or not, and you want to claim God gave you these things, the only thing you can prove in that respect, if you want to believe God did it, God gave you life, liberty and property. He never gave you a right to it. He just simply gave you it.
So, Vin, here's my question, okay? You can say you can blow holes through everything I did, blow holes through it. This computer I'm speaking on right now, yes, I may have worked for this and purchased it, but it is not mine, okay? Nothing is mine. Nothing in this world is mine. My body's not even mine if somebody wants to come up and put a gun to my head. And the faster
there you go. So if that's the case, then you can't prove you have a right to life, can you? If somebody can take your life that easy, well, then how can you claim you have a right to it?
Then I have a right because the energy that is me came into this world. You could shoot me today. The government could come up to me and say, we don't like the fact that you're not a Canadian and that your rights come from natural law, the laws of the jungle and the Creator, and they can shoot me. And I have news for you, brother. My spirit, my energy, which will never, 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 ever be contained, will always come back. Try to kill energy. You can't, my man. You can't do it. My body is just a vehicle for my energy to drive it. That's all it is, right? Driving your car without your body.
But I mean, when we're talking about this basic issue of rights, you claim rights aren't man-made, and you claim the Creator made them. Well, what facts are there to back any of that up? The only thing we can prove that rights are something that people believe. It comes from their minds.
No.
You can't prove it comes from anywhere else. The only thing we can prove it comes from is somebody's mind. It's something they believe. So it's a belief.
Then you're stuck in a tangible world. The minute you get out of it, you're free. If people want to sign up and they want to be slaves, they shall be slaves. I am no slave. I am a master unto myself and everybody in the world that I espouse love to. I am a servant of the Creator. Whatever people conceive that Creator to be, life is life, and you can never kill the spirit. And that's my biggest thing. People are going, people are always telling me what to do. No, people have allowed themselves to to be told what to do. Nobody tells me nothing. I have police files with the Edmonton Police Services. I have files with CSIS. I have files with the Government of Canada, Stephen Harper's office. I'm a member of the sovereign Squamish government, and everybody knows that my rights come from Creator. I will never allow another man to tell me what to do in my world. And when
I think that drives it right home for me. That you're right in every way. I think it all starts with each of us. It's like you say, it's self. It's entirely self, and the way to beat the system is peaceful non-compliance, isn't it? Learn, don't feed the beast that enslaves us, and don't harm anyone, like you say, like you just said. Agree with all you've just said, but I just think for the people who are less educated or not aware yet, there's a lot of uninformed people out there, and trying to reach them is a task and a half, because they can be overwhelmed so much that there's so much information that you've got to learn that they just close off and just can't deal with it to process it all at once. So, I listen to Matt Teague, and he's like, he's a guy who really settles my mind, and I'd recommend anyone listen to him to get peace of mind in how to
Hollywood
live in all this madness around us without having a mental breakdown. Because to be sure, people are so despondent with the way the government and tyrannies are suppressing everybody. Nobody's finding that they're angry, but they're not finding the fight to say, no, we're not going to take this anymore. It's like, what's going on? I look around me at people and I want to shake them. I want to shake them at the tills when they've got like 5 bottles of Coca-Cola full of aspartame and the kids' eyes are rolling and they're going, oh, I've got these on offer. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are people so misinformed? It's because the same people who sell media and make the programs, brainwash people through TV, the same people are putting all this crap on the shelves to make people sick and despond. They keep people ill, they keep them despondent, and at the same time, while they're brainwashing them or bedazzling them with football and the latest next thing or the X Factor or this, that, the other, they're not paying attention to, like you say, the wars that are getting fought apparently in our name. These people are supposed to be representing us, supposed to be governing us by consent. None of us have consented to this, have they? And I've just noticed a funny thing when I walked through my local village just before. There was a charity shop, and it said on the front of it, Mali, we change your clothes into their water. And I thought to myself, hang on, the US going to war with the French and attacking Mali, yet we're giving our clothes for the English to turn our clothes into money for water for them, yet Cameron obviously justifies this attack in Mali. Do you know what I mean? Just saying how messy the government is and how busy they are in shafting us all, and at the same time keeping us all down with the foods, the medications, and television, and no one's paying attention to really what they should be paying attention to, and that's paying attention to themselves and not feeding the system by not buying their shit no more. Anyway, that's me off my soapbox, Tom.
It's a pleasure to hear anyone have a rant.
I just needed to let that steam off. I mean, everything goes hand in hand with what. Sorry, I didn't get your name. The guy who's just speaking then. It's right. What are we going to people? I mean, the True Fair community, if you call it, is getting vilified at the moment with all these, these presenters who were up there making out. They put deliberate mistakes up there so that we point them out, like people who notice things point them out, and then they laugh at us and say, oh, you're conspiracy theorists, or there's this, there's that, the other. We're all getting vilified, yet what do we do about it, What do we do about it?
Gail, I'll tell you what we can do, okay? It's called consumerism. Consume. Con. You, me, okay? We have to stop being cons. Or con, S-U-E-M-E.
Oh, I'm not con. I'm not conned at all. I don't buy into the system now. I've changed my lifestyle around. in the last 2-3 years proper. I might still use the system because I have to get by in life, but I don't buy anything that is, like mass-produced with all these chemicals in. I totally cook things from scratch and everything. And I think it's a simple thing that people can learn to do, but society as it is dehumanises people. So they're too busy getting ready meals, or too busy in a rush, too busy to even stop and actually think. No one is getting a minute to stop, and that's because the system has got people running around like rats in a cage.
You just hit the nail on the head. You're not into being a consumer, okay? And that's where change starts. Change, you just totally, you've been talking about exactly what I've been trying to tell people. Stop acting like cons. Stop, yes, maybe you still need a job, you have children to support. I understand that, and that's beautiful. The minute people stop shopping at Walmart, the faster Walmart goes down. The faster people stop buying pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, and it'll mend itself. But it's like people as well need to rehumanize themselves. A lot of people are not really into, they don't get the time anyway to start growing on an allotment, or, just start doing things like, say you go to work, all the money you get, instead of paying it back into the system by buying their crap, put it into like growing your own stuff and making your quality of life better, so that you don't need to keep, you know what I mean? That way you're taking the money out of the system, you're not putting it back, but whatever you do spend the money on, it's going on like building that new, not conservatory, but building stuff that makes you more self-sufficient in even the smallest way. It makes a difference, in my opinion.
Going back, like you're saying with Walmart, if you don't put any energy their way, and if people done that en masse, then they wouldn't be there, because like they need people's energy to go their direction. And this is much the same as what quite a few of us are looking into with the legal system and the banking system, and that is the reason that I recognise all that corruption, and I choose not to use it. Somebody was having a debate with me the other day about the fact that I don't use the monetary system, so therefore, like, I don't tell other people they shouldn't use it. But if you didn't use it en masse, then like that would be people free from that monetary system. And they've created this system so tight that how can anybody seriously operate in this world that they've built, the Matrix, without using the name? Every day, people have to abide by their system, whether it will be by using the name because they're entering the benefit system, or they have rent to be paid, or they're even got a bank account. Now, can people live without these things that are controlling people? Yeah,
yes, Tom.
There's solutions out there like the energy systems and things like that, but can people actually step away from this en masse so it can't? Because I can step away, but how can the mass population do this?
I couldn't. So for the people who can't, who are sort of halfway, who've got a house and have got kids or things like that, they can do smaller things within their capabilities, can't they? But for somebody like you, Tom, you can go and live totally off the grid like you have done, haven't you? Some people can just take to it.
I've given it a go, but I've given anything a try, from like trying to do my own land claims, to living in bits of woods, to sofa surfing, to hitting the festival circuits. Tried anything to learn different things step by step of how to live outside of using money and that system of rules that I don't want to abide to, because I can see that they're only enslaving people through fear for commerce. And that's not for me. I want to be as free from that corruption as possible. And to be free from that wouldn't be attacking that system, saying, well, I've got the right to do this because I'm sovereign, or I've got the right to do that, or whatever it may be. If you're attacking that system, you're giving it energy. No?
Yeah.
Yes?
I just don't feed it no more. I don't watch TV. I haven't had a television in like 5 years, and my life is so without them alpha waves. I mean, even my daughter, I watched, you know, when you're a mother or a father, you witness it, the change in what the brainwashing box in the living room actually does to you. Children, how they change, and I've witnessed it with kids. I mean, my daughter ended up emo and all that, you know, I've been through the works with my daughter, but all down to the TV, and once I smashed it up, got rid.
It's to tell live vision, and
yeah,
program,
so much change,
and they wash your brain with the soap.
Well, the brain starts waking up when there's nothing else blocking the thought waves that your brain, the creativity. I just saw come back in her over about 2 or 3 years now. She's heading to uni. Hopefully in September things will change. But you know, people are too scared to let go of the TV. They're like, I've got to have my extenders fixed or you know, it's just so.
There's many
people
addictions.
Don't realise how much that TV is lying to them.
There's many addictions, and I see the monetary system.
Drug industry, Dom. The electronic drug industry.
Gail.
Sorry.
Yeah, I see the monetary system as an addiction. People need it, and it's like when people say, well, you need money to live, and it's so far from the truth, because it's not money that has created anything. Man created money to enslave people, and I just see this as the solutions are there. If we can learn to live with each other rather than worrying about how this state is enslaving people. I know people up and down the country that are really trying to do stuff now, and a few years ago it wasn't this amount of people in the numbers. It's gone very silent.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm just still looking for solutions out there, and welcome any sort of angle that they may come from. But as you can see, you've got some people in the world that think that they've got rights, and I can't say that rights are God-given, because if in the same paraphrase that you said that Jesus said, ye are all gods, then if ye are all gods and I am a god, then I create everything that I perceive to be real. Therefore, I'm the creator, and I gave these rights.
And your rights come from you. You and you alone. That's because ye are gods. You just hit the nail on the head. And all the answers out there have already been within ourselves. They're called within ourselves. They're called profound, because we've been indoctrinated into the public school system. I mean, people send their kids to school. Fish hang out in schools. They send their children there for lessons, right? Well, I want to be a moron. You know, it's just time for us to wake up, because the answers are already within us. And being the fact that you are a god, that's where your rights come from. Only you can decide which right you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. It's just that simple. So why people want to get into a contract that stipulates, oh, well, I have to pay taxes. Well, only a fool would want to do that. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's a fool. Some of us have been so indoctrinated to the system, but it's just that simple. The answers lie within us, and the faster we stop supporting a corrupt government, the faster these monkeys are down and out, and the faster these people will find themselves in jail, because people are going to start acting like God, and massive arrests will be made on a mass scale, saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not about to allow you, whatever government official you are, to go and kill my neighbors. Right? They've been doing this for years. I mean, they kill us in the grocery store shelves, for God's sake. Look at the word grocery. You take out the RE and you got gross. It's like people want to shop at a pharmacy. You take the you look at farm. You take the P out. You got harm at sea, SEA. It's just time for people to stop shopping at pharmacies. Stop buying gross stuff at groceries. Right? It's time to get back to Mother Earth and grounding ourselves and start growing our own food and vegetables. And we can trade in rocks, stones, chickens, love. That's just that simple.
It is amazing how humanity is foraging off of metal shelves. The food is coming out of plastic packaging. There isn't eye contact on public transport. So it is amazing to see how they've created this control through their think tanks. Well, the way I see it is the monetary system is one of the big clinchers that enslaves people. And then you've got the birth certificate, which is tied to that system. You've got a body of rules, the statutes and acts. This is all pieces of paper that people are being enslaved by. That's all it is. And it's the very small, minute few that are controlling the population just by creating these rules and holding all of the currency that they created in the first place. And the more that these people use it, the harder it becomes because of the way it was created, with interest tied to it. It's just not on. It's not for humanity.
That's right. That's right. And that's the whole thing. You just hit the nail on the head, Dom. That the faster everybody realizes that who holds the power, everybody's always putting this power. I don't even like the word power. I like the word love. From the heart, natural law, take the end out at your all service. That's what I am now. Even my body, theoretically, I can't even claim ownership to my body because it's something to be owned is against everything that natural law has taught us, right? And once people get back to that at your all law, at your service, then we are no longer serve ants. We are no longer defend ants. And we've all established who ants defend. They defend the queen ant. We don't need these oligarchies, Rome. I mean, even the Catholic Church in Rome, they walk around, you go to church, and it's greatly disturbing to always see a dead man on a cross because these people promote death. Why don't they promote the resurrection of the Christos flowing through our spines and elevating our pineal glands and us seeing the light? But we've just been so indoctrinated. And the faster we wake up our neighbors, the better we all are, and the better off we are. And it's like Gail said earlier, and you said too, the minute we start assuming responsibility for our own actions, never mind what the rest of the world is doing, but change starts with us. Not a million people, not a billion people. It starts with us. It starts with me, you, Dom, Gail, Ty, Ben, the backyard Bob, the whole 9 yards.
So that is truly the case. And when you can see...
Sorry, Dom, sorry.
Well, when you can see the mass populations of the population out there, and usually it's your loved ones that don't want to wake up to this information, what are you to do? Because I actually do look at this and think, okay, they've got control of every angle of it, even protests and all of that sort of market. Just looks like people are capitalising on the so-called truth movement and protests, and it's become a very niche market. So if these governmental bodies are getting in from them angles and they're manipulating every side, it's like makes me question what actually is going to happen in due time, and what are we bringing about to cause that, where we've looked at the information. Like, have you seen that document that's floating about in Canada, Meads versus Meads?
You're talking to the rules of the court, man. That's me.
Which guy are you on the document?
Well, I'm not in the document,
right.
Because they won't. See, I've taken my intellectual property back. My name, Mark Simser, Randolph Simser, is a common law autograph trademark name.
Yeah.
And it's been certified not only once but twice through the Attorney General's office and through the Court of Queen's Bench. So people are not going to dare mention my name in articles. How dare you touch my intellectual property? You see where I'm going with this?
So that article's got something to do with you then?
Oh, it's got, well, yeah, even the part where the judge says, hey, people, if you don't like being governed by Canada's rules, well, leave Canada's jurisdiction. But who do you think brought that about even before that judge even put that Meads versus Meads out? It started with me. There's only two people I know in Canada who, you know the pursuit of happiness in the American Constitution, Dom?
No, carry on.
Okay, well, it's called the PUR, P-U-R, I call it P-E-R, suit. It's a lawsuit of happiness. And unfortunately, if you want to be happy, you have to sue your way out of the government system, right, to be happy. And me and another one of our government leaders, CM Capilano and Irene Moss, we've all did this. And that's the pursuit known as happiness. We said, listen, we want to be happy, and unless we sue you guys to tell you guys that we're getting off your ship because we're land lovers and we want to follow natural law, that's where our rights come from. Rights cannot come from man-made created laws. And we followed the pursuit of happiness. We said, listen, we're tired of your system. You kill my neighbors. You not only steal from me, you steal from my loved ones, you steal from people overseas, and the buck stops here.
So you've actually actively been trying this stuff out within their system?
Oh, try it. Not only try it, I've lived it. I've had the mental health assessment team come to take me away in straitjackets. I've been arrested, and ever since I did the process properly, everything stopped, because if they were to do anything to me, they know outright that I'm not a slave on their ship. And if, once again, if they do anything to me, well, any spilling of my blood falls on their conscience, not mine. See where I'm going with this? Everything I've did, Dom, I've lived. I've got certified court documents. I've got witnesses. I've got calls from the police Edmonton, the Edmonton policy police services saying, here's your file number just in case I run into the police. I've already dealt with a couple officers. I even once bought two stolen guitars by mistake. I had witnesses to that. I mean, I didn't intentionally, go out and go looking for stolen merchandise. It was just a fluke of nature. The officers came over. They were as nice as pie with me. The officer said, well, basically, you're in effect under a common law rule where you should not be in possession of stolen goods. He said, but I truly believe that you did not know this, and you've got witnesses. And I even guided the officers. I worked with these people rather than showing aggression and telling these people, no, I have to look at these officers like I am you and you are me. There is no separation. There is no division. Unfortunately, if Barack Obama is killing somebody overseas, well, I'm responsible for that too, because what I see in others also exists in myself. So we have to take actions, and these actions, even though, say, Barack Obama is sending drones over to kill innocent children overseas, and what I see in him exists in me, well, I can only be responsible for my actions. And all I can send that Barack Obama and Bush and Cheney and Harper and all these guys is love, and hope that they come back to love, not evil.
This is why there's many people out there that are really actively getting out there doing things and finding solutions, and also know that the whole pitfalls of it all and how they'll come for you. And I mentioned earlier, when you're playing this game of own a ship, and they created this rule, this maritime game, where they will take all of the products off of you if you don't comply. And this is how they've been doing it time and time again, because they haven't taught us the rules on how to play. But there are many people from many, many different angles taking the system apart because they're sick of it. They're not just saying, I'm sick of the system, but there's nothing I can do anymore. People are actually getting up there and really giving it a go and trying to push them solutions out onto other people, saying, look, I'm just one man doing this. Look what I can do by myself. Imagine if you'd done that and empowered yourself.
That's right. And you just hit the nail on the head. Like, why all these people want to run out and protest a government system that is broke is beyond my scope. I wouldn't waste my time protesting. I just simply say, listen, I'm not shopping at Walmart, and I'm not shopping with you, the government of Canada and the United Kingdom and the Vatican. And it stops right there.
I totally hear you there, because when you're protesting or joining a group and putting your energy that way, you're actually feeding them. Because even with court battles, you're going in and out of court, and these courts are owned by the Crown, so therefore, who are you giving energy to? That's why I suggest people go out there and just do something, because at the end of the day, if you win or have a solution or get something that has a positivity to it, great. But if they come and take it apart, they were going to do that anyway. And you're not going to learn from sitting there going, well, there's nothing I can do about it. But you get up there and you do something, you really can make a huge amount of change by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. You know, what was I going to say? So are you guys switching over to another podcast?
What we're going to be doing is, as we're coming up to the hour, I may as well, you're all welcome to stay on after the hour, apparently. But what I may as well do at this point is wind the show down to a close and thank all of you for being here and let people know
Thanks for asking me.
And also let people know what will be going on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we'll be talking to a guy who is a Labour MP who claims his mother is a 9-foot green alien, and later on in the evening we'll have somebody else who claims to have had an experience that he can't fully remember. So it should be quite an interesting show on Wednesday night. But as we're winding up, we may as well cut into a tune, and after the hour we'll have the Bob's Backyard crew in talking all kinds of waffle. So join us again at 9.